The content of this podcast is provided for general informational purposes only and is not intended as, nor should it be considered a substitute for professional medical advice. This is Karen Nickel, family nurse practitioner, and you are listening to Itchy and Bitchy, a podcast that provides answers to your many health questions. I have a couple of listener questions that I would like to share with all of you today. From Rebecca, she states, I'm 50 years old, had a hysterectomy last year, but kept the ovaries, she states. My OBGYN did blood work and has prescribed me Estratest instead of bioidentical hormones. She said, she being the GYN, said they carry the same risks, but Estratest is covered by insurance while bioidenticals are not. I'm not worried about the cost. Should I request bioidentical instead or go with synthetic? I do not have a family history of cancer. Thank you, Rebecca, for this question. I want to start by saying that it is not my goal to contradict your gynecologist because every provider has their own style of practice, and I just approach this situation differently. First of all, if you have started the Estratest and are doing fabulously, stick with it. Feeling your best is the most important thing. And as a nurse practitioner, I feel the whole goal is to help keep you feeling well and meet your wellness goals. For my listeners who don't know this information, Estratest is a manufactured hormone replacement therapy, HRT, that contains esterified estrogen and methyl testosterone. So what the heck does that mean? Esterified estrogens consist primarily of sodium estrone and sodium equilin sulfate. I think you'll be able to tell that the names reveal that these are man-made synthesized estrogens. The most common side effects of these estrogens include breakthrough bleeding or spotting, if you still have your uterus, loss of periods or excessively prolonged periods, if this is started while you're still having periods, can cause breast pain, breast enlargement. It can either increase or decrease your libido, your sex drive. Other side effects can be migraine headaches, gallstones, hepatitis, fluid retention, especially swelling in the lower legs, something called melasma, which are tan or brown patches on the skin that may develop on the forehead, cheeks, or temples, and these may persist even after the estrogen is stopped. These estrogens also may increase in the curvature of your cornea, and therefore patients with contact lenses may develop intolerance to their lenses. I also see that women see differences in their vision. They have blurry vision when the cornea has that change in curvature. Remember that any estrogen can cause these symptoms, but synthetic and conjugated estrogens, because they are more potent, are more likely to cause these symptoms. When using a compounded bioidentical estrogen, we use hormones that are identical to the hormones your body makes, or basically that are made by your ovaries when they're active. When we use hormones that are molecularly identical, your body metabolizes it more cleanly, so you don't end up with a lot of estrogen metabolites that can cause problems. The methyl testosterone is also a synthesized hormone. It is synthesized testosterone, and it tends to be more potent than natural testosterone. If levels are too high due to improper dosing, misuse, or abuse of testosterone or testosterone-like products, it can cause serious side effects such as heart disease, including heart attack, as well as stroke, liver disease, or mental or mood disorders or problems. Again, using natural bioidentical testosterone is more efficiently used by the body, so we don't end up with hormone pieces running through our body. The only other comment I have about the ester test specifically is that it does not contain progesterone. And as I have said before, most women who have had a hysterectomy are not given progesterone, which balances estrogen and keeps the lining of the uterus thin. Estrogen thickens the lining of the uterus and progesterone thins it. In a menopausal woman, we do not want to stimulate and thicken the uterine lining, called the endometrium, because it increases the risk of developing endometrial cancer. So the thicker the lining, the more stimulated the lining is, the more likely we are to develop endometrial cancer or cancer of the lining of the uterus. The thinking is that if we don't have a uterus, then we don't need to worry about including progesterone in hormone replacement. However, progesterone does way more for us than just keep our uterine lining thin. And by using this approach, all the other benefits are being ignored and unaddressed. Progesterone is our mood stabilizing hormone and our sleep promoting hormone. It also improves sex drive and helps burn fat more efficiently. It is a natural diuretic as well, so it helps reduce fluid retention. Most significantly, it slows cell growth in the sex organs, including the breasts, which balances the stimulatory effects of estrogen. Again, Rebecca, if you are doing well on ester test, you should absolutely stick with what is working. If you are having some symptoms like fluid retention, breast tenderness, breast fullness, foggy thinking, weight gain, changing to a bioidentical regimen, especially that includes progesterone, may be a good fit for you. Also, addressing the concern about bioidenticals not being covered by insurance. That is the case. Bioidentical compounded hormones are not covered by insurance typically. But at least the cost in our area runs about $50 to $65 a month for your supply of bioidentical hormones, which can all be, all the ingredients can be put in one capsule or cream. So oftentimes it could be very cost effective because lots of times people have a $50 copay that they have to pay. So typically we're looking at $50 to $65 a month, at least in our area. And so it's not hundreds of dollars a month. And that's just something to keep in mind. After this break, I will answer Sherry's questions about itchy genitalia. And I know you look forward to that. So just hang on. We'll be right back. I frequently talk to you about the importance of eating a healthy diet. As a matter of fact, we are talking about that very thing on today's episode. I find that a lot of people don't really know what it means to follow a healthy diet. And Green Chef can guide you because they have a meal plan for every healthy lifestyle: keto, paleo, plant-powered diets, or even if you just want to have delicious but balanced and healthy dishes. I have many patients who want to transition to a plant-based diet, and with Green Chef, you can take homemade plant-based meals to the next level with Green Chef's plant-powered options. And all of you carb-conscious people out there can take advantage of their keto and paleo options, which will give you the premium proteins and vital veggies you need to power through your day. Green Chef is the first USDA-certified organic meal kit, so you can enjoy hand-picked organic veggies and premium proteins without having to worry about where they are sourced. And my listeners will know that it is so important to me that Green Chef is the most sustainable meal kit, offsetting 100% of their plastic use and 100% of their carbon footprint and emissions, so you can enjoy your greens while being green. On the menu this week at our home is pecan-crusted chicken with cream mashed butternut squash and sautéed green beans. It is both keto and gluten-free. I know this will be as yummy as all the meals we've chosen from Green Chef. Go to greenchef.com/90itchy and use code 90itchy to get $100 off, including free shipping. Go to greenchef.com/90itchy and use code 90itchy to get $100 off, including free shipping. Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well. I am continually trying to find ways to motivate myself and my patients to work out and eat a healthy diet. And once I found MyFitnessPal, I knew I found something that would help my patients and help me. At first, I thought it was just a calorie counting device, but I quickly discovered that MyFitnessPal actually teaches me about my nutrition and fitness habits and helps me develop habits that really are long-term lifestyle changes. MyFitnessPal isn't a rigid diet plan. Instead, you gradually learn from personalized data that works for you. And if your version of healthy looks different from mine or someone else's, that's a-okay. The whole point is helping you find the best path to your goals. Even better is MyFitnessPal Premium membership. I have one and I get custom tools and expert guidance to help me reach my personal health goals my way. App customization lets you choose the right settings to help you meet your individual goals. So if you're into macro tracking, low carb, or heart health, you can stick to it more easily. I want to tell you about the aha moment I had when using MyFitnessPal. I started using MyFitnessPal when I decided I was going to lose the 10 pounds I gained when our world changed in March of 2020. I've never really been a stress eater, but MyFitnessPal made me realize I had become one. Using the guided fitness and nutrition plans has really helped me get back on track and return to a healthier lifestyle and, as a result, started dropping the pounds I've gained. And with MyFitnessPal, you're not going it alone. You have access to guided daily workout and meal plans, and they're written by dietitians and exercise scientists. And there are other members there to share goals and experiences that they've had. MyFitnessPal does way more than just count calories. Get the support you need to meet your health goals. Unlock all the amazing things MyFitnessPal can do, like I did. Start your premium membership today. Go to itchy.myfitnesspal.com and use code ITCHY to get a 1-month premium membership for free. That's itchy.myfitnesspal.com, code ITCHY for a free 1-month premium membership. itchy.myfitnesspal.com. So our second question today is from Sherry, who states that she has been listening to a few of our informative podcasts and loves them and is learning a lot. Thank you, Sherry. I'm 49 and experiencing lots of inflammation and itching in my genitalia. Could this be hormonal or a gluten allergy? Please help. I trust your knowledge and advice. I really appreciate the question. I really, truly appreciate your trust. Sherry, there are many things that can cause your symptoms, which of course makes it confusing to know what the heck is going on. I don't know if itching is your only symptom or if you're having things like allergy symptoms, vaginal discharge, lesion on the vulva, or pain with intercourse. I also don't know if you've reached menopause or had surgical menopause or are still having periods. All of these pieces of information help to determine what exactly is going on. But I will do my best in answering your question. You are on the right track in thinking that gluten or other foods could be causing the symptoms. I do have some patients who have gluten sensitivity, and one of the symptoms they have when they eat gluten is vaginal or vulvar itching. If the symptoms come and go and are not accompanied by things like vaginal discharge, it is possible that it is a result of something you are eating. In this case, it would be helpful to try an elimination diet of the foods that are most likely to cause problems, and those include eggs, soy, dairy, and gluten-containing foods. I recommend starting with gluten elimination for 30 days and see if that fixes the problem. If not, you can move on to one of the other 4 groups I listed. You can go next to eggs, for instance. I also have some women and men who get itching in the genital area, and it is actually eczema that's happening in the tissue in that area. And it is triggered usually by environmental allergies like grass, trees, or mold, for example. I prescribe antihistamines and a topical corticosteroid to treat this. If this is the problem, the symptoms will clear up within 2 weeks of this treatment. Also, I do have some people who have actual contact dermatitis from things like panty liners. Some people will wear panty liners that are fragranced or bleached, and those factors can irritate the skin, and we can get a lot of itching. So if you're wearing a panty liner on a regular basis, you might want to stop doing that and see if that helps as well. Recurrent yeast vaginitis can also cause intermittent itching. Some people don't get the classic white, thick discharge. They just have itching. Treatment includes using a vaginal antifungal cream, either over-the-counter or prescription. I also recommend to those people that they reduce their sugar intake and start a probiotic like Garden of Life Vaginal Care Probiotic to keep the vaginal flora healthy, and this helps battle the presence of yeast. Itching can also be caused by bacterial vaginosis, which is an overgrowth of bacteria that is not supposed to be in the vagina. The pH of the vagina is supposed to be low, and bad bacteria creates byproducts that will increase the pH, encouraging more bacterial growth, and the cycle keeps going. Again, using a vaginal probiotic really helps, and using over-the-counter Refresh, that's REPHRESH, clever, using Refresh vaginally keeps the pH balanced to avoid bacterial overgrowth. Low estrogen levels in the vaginal tissue will also cause a lot of itching. If you are having to use lubrication for intercourse or you're having pain with intercourse, vaginal dryness may be your problem. If you do not want to use vaginal estrogen to correct the problem, there are other over-the-counter options to provide vaginal moisture, including a product called Replens, which is made by the same company that makes Refresh. And that's the Replens is something you use a couple times weekly, or a product called Key E, Vitamin E, Soothing Vaginal Inserts by the company Carlson. Key E, Vitamin E, Soothing Vaginal Inserts by Carlson. Thank you so much for these questions. Please visit our Facebook page, I&B Podcast, where you can leave more comments or questions. Our website is itchyandbitchy.com. Many thanks to Green Chef and MyFitnessPal for sponsoring today's episode. As always, thanks to Forrest Wenzel, our producer and composer of our theme music, and he will be releasing the album called An Awful Lot on Friday, November 12th. That is this coming Friday. Make sure you go to wherever you stream your favorite music to listen. If you don't know where to stream music, you can find the album on Apple Music or Spotify. As always, remember that your health is in your hands. Thanks for listening.